Well, joining us for the weekly entertainment panel is Abby St. John. Abby, there's a few things to talk about today. We're going to start off with photos were released online of the new Adam Driver, Lady Gaga movie with Ridley Scott called House of Gucci. We know it's going to follow the fashion icon and his wife and that kind of story on the time before his death. So what else do we know at this point about the movie?
Yeah, so there was a few images that were released, and we can expect lots of extravagant outfits. Of course, we are talking about the fashion mogul. So that's going to be no question. You're going to see some fabulous outfits, and I think it's going to be beautifully shot. It is going to follow his Gucci's ex-wife and how she was tried and convicted in orchestrating his assassination on the steps of his office, where she was later sentenced to 25 years in prison. But then later it was appealed and she only had to serve 18 years and she was released in 2016. So this is going to follow kind of that story and how the relationship kind of fell apart and what led up to her decision to have him killed. Now, this is the first time that we're going to be seeing Lady Gaga on screen since 2016 when she performed in her performance in A Star Is Born. So I'm very excited to see her on screen again. I adore Lady Gaga and I think she's a fantastic actress. And of course, Adam Driver is an amazing actor to begin with. So I think this film is going to be really, really good.
And you mentioned those sets and the costumes. What we already know from the sets, it's definitely going to be that classic Italian look there. And last time we kind of got a story like that was the Versace series that was talking about that with Darren Criss. Another topic, Abby, the Grammys are this weekend. Lots of controversy, lots of stuff there. I know the weekend has kind of called out the Grammys. We talked about this back in November, and then of course now that they're finally going to happen, Beyonce leads the way with 9 nominations, and then other artists to follow suit. Taylor Swift's nominated, of course. Then you have Dua Lipa, who's in the high ranks of nominations there. So what can we ultimately maybe expect from this weekend?
I think it's going to be a big show. I think they're going to pull out all the stops that they can just because of the no audience or in attendance. So they really have to strive to make it as enjoyable for people who are at home. There's a ton of performances, some including Billie Eilish, BTS, Cardi B, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, Dua Lipa, and so many more other artists. So I think they're going to really heavily throw in the performance aspect, which I think that they have to, considering that there's really no audience. So those at home watching, you want to enjoy it just as much as if you were there watching it live. So I think it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be different, obviously, than years past. And Trevor Noah is going to be hosting, so there's probably going to be a little bit of comedy added into that as well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do, how it's going to look, and where the show goes, and who will win those awards. Because, like you said, so far right now, Beyonce is holding with the most noms for this year. So it'll be interesting to see who actually takes home those awards.
Yeah, especially the big ones like Record of the Year and Album of the Year. And of course, with the Globes, we did see with, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey in 2 different locations. They did well with that. So maybe we can hopefully have Trevor Noah being as clever and funny as he is, hopefully do the same with that audience, and hopefully no major technical issues arise from the Grammys. And one of the last things to talk about, Abby, news came out with Disney this week. I know we talk about Disney. It seems like a lot on this panel, but of course they always come out with some big news. With Disney Plus now reaching, they're expected to now have 100 titles per year, as they are I believe it's very close to that 100 million subscriber mark there. So just from your perspective, how significant is this for Disney?
Yeah, so they have hit 100 million subscribers. It has only been 16 months about since Disney Plus itself has launched. So this is a huge deal. Disney Plus has really toppled and has kind of crushed the other streaming services over the past 16 months. And, it goes to show Disney owns a bunch of companies and titles. So we all knew that this Disney Plus was going to be just a ginormous vault of movies and TV shows and original content because Disney, they control so much. So it's going to be really interesting. And the fact that they're now going to give us at least 100 new titles per year is very exciting. Disney CEO Bob Chapek said the enormous success of Disney Plus, which has now surpassed 100 million subscribers, has inspired us to be even more ambitious and to significantly increase our investment in the development of high quality content. In fact, we set a target of 100 plus new titles per year, and this includes Disney animation, Disney live action, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. Our direct to consumer business is the company's top priority, and our robust pipeline of content will continue to fuel its growth. So, very exciting news out of Disney. You know, they had just released their new channel Star with so many new contents. Everywhere in the world except in the US, they have that channel on Disney Plus. So I think they're doing a really amazing things, and they're expanding the service to not just for kids, not just for families. It's an all around streaming service for everyone. So they're really doing amazing things.
Yeah, they definitely are, and we are hopefully going to see those titles, and I'm very anxious to see some of those titles down the road here. Abby St. John, thanks so much.
Thank you.